Hello, and thank you for watching this quick tutorial and video, which we will learn today how you can use a VA loan to pay off your credit cards and get yourself out of debt. This is Eric with Low VA Rates. Hope you find this video both educational and certainly enjoyable. So let's talk about it. Is it possible to pay off your credit card or your credit cards with a VA loan? Well, with the VA Cash Out Refinance program, which is out there for all eligible veterans to take advantage of, yes, you can pay off your credit cards. Now, it's important to understand that credit cards carry on average interest rates over 16%. That's an extremely high rate of interest to be paying. Credit card interest is not tax deductible. Now, I'm going to say this a few times throughout the video. I'm not a CPA, I am not a tax advisor, so do not consider this tax advice. But anyone out there will tell you you cannot deduct the interest from your personal credit cards. Now, just to give you an idea, $25,000 in revolving credit card balances will take you over 5 years to pay them off, assuming all you're doing is paying the minimum monthly payment. And we find that to be true for so many people. They just pay the minimum payment. Now, it will take you even longer than 8 years if you continue charging up those credit cards as you get room or as you pay the balance down a little bit, then charge it back up. You're kind of in this quicksand. It's like a never-ending black hole that you just cannot get yourself out of. Some of us might find ourselves there right now, or many of us may have been there before. Now, keep also in mind when you do the math, what you thought was $25,000 worth of credit card debt could easily surpass $40,000 by the time you end up paying all of your principal and all of this interest that we're referring to. So how can you pay off those credit cards with the VA Cash Out loan? We've told you you can do it. The question now is, how do you do it? Well, because of your hard-earned VA loan benefits, you are able to access 100% of the equity in your home. Now here's how equity works. Let's assume you owe $200,000 on your mortgage, but your home appraises for $250,000. That means you have $50,000 in equity. If in the same example your home appraised for $300,000, well then you would have $100,000 in equity. So the difference between what you owe and what your home is worth is your equity. And the VA sets absolutely no limitations on how you use that cash. Go to Vegas with it. Buy a second home with it. Do home improvements. Obviously, in this example, we're talking about the most effective way to use that cash is to first pay down your high interest credit card debt. But again, no limitation. So, you might be asking yourself, okay, this sounds too good to be true. Is it hard to get approved for a VA cash out? Well, it depends who you're working with. But we'll talk about that here in a second. The first thing you need to do is confirm whether or not you're eligible. Now, if you've honorably served in this nation's military, you're likely eligible. It's a little bit more complex than that, but we have other videos and tutorials on how to determine your eligibility. Easiest thing to do if you're watching this video, once it's over, give us a phone call. Shoot us an email or chat with us live, and we will quickly confirm whether or not you're eligible for these benefits. Just kind of talked about this bullet. Apply for a VA cash out loan with an approved VA lender. Make sure you're working with somebody that actually knows what they're doing. You're going to have to prove that you have income so that you can make the mortgage payments. You're going to have to get an appraisal, which we talked about. That's how we determine your equity. Now, if you go through Low VA Rates, we are an approved VA lender. There is a way in which we can pay for up to $500 worth of the cost of your appraisal. Many appraisals aren't $500 in cost, so a lot of times we'll just cover the full cost of your appraisal. Get a hold of us for details on how that works. Now, you have to be paying your bills on time. If you're way behind on all these credit card bills and you're delinquent, you're going to reduce the likelihood. It's not a guarantee that you'll be denied, but you're certainly going to reduce the likelihood that you're approved. Here's what's unique about Low VA Rates. Your credit score is not required. We have no minimum credit score at all. Okay? None. So we have approved loans for people that are down in the low 500s. Obviously, we're approving people that are higher than that, but please do not just consider yourself unable to get a VA cash out loan because one of our competitors have told you you have to have a 620 FICO score. Give us a shot. We are approving people well below 620 every single month. Now, other restrictions could apply. This is not a cookie cutter like a VA Streamline where almost anybody can do it. We are approving a lot more of these than other people and other banks, but give us a call and we'll walk through it. So, what are the main benefits of the VA cash out loan, just to kind of summarize everything? Well, your interest may be tax deductible. Keyword here, may. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax consultant or tax advisor, so please work with a tax professional to determine what amount of your interest is tax deductible. Now, under the new tax plan that came out in 2018, home equity lines of credit are no longer tax deductible. Okay, we've already explained that your credit cards are not tax deductible, but so there are some definite tax advantages to getting a VA cash out loan. Now, one low fixed rate. Your credit cards are going to have all sorts of different interest rates, revolving rates, high rates. This is not simple interest. It's very complex revolving interest. This is a huge benefit. Imagine you pay your mortgage payment once a month, and you also take care of all of that debt that right now you're having to pay to who knows how many different credit card companies. Also, when rates drop, you can streamline this VA cash out loan to an even lower rate than what you're likely going to get when doing the cash out. So there are some future benefits also. And lastly, well, not lastly, we've already talked about no restrictions on the usage of cash. And lastly, we've seen so many people have extra money after they pull out their equity that they take care of all of their credit cards, but then they turn around with the leftover and they put in new carpet, they repaint the house, they improve the curb appeal or the driveway, and all of a sudden they increase the resale value or the property value of their home. So it's an amazing loan. Please get a hold of low VA rates. We are your VA mortgage experts. We would love to help you out in any way we can.